You cozy? Yeah. Warm enough? Yeah. I'm gonna show that these are funny to me. Hello! Welcome to my tube. My name is Marge. I'm a Hale empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things, and being a Hale empath, I'm always feeling some kind of way. I found a new picture today. Well, a new old picture. Another old picture. I like to talk about, refer to human beings, spirits, or lack thereof, as mirrors on a disco ball. Well, I think every year, every time that we capture a new hobby, a new like, a new weird kid fascination, you know, that's all a different aspect of us. Some people don't like their pictures taken. Some people do like their pictures taken. I like my picture taken, I just don't get it taken a lot. But I found these pictures recently, and I think it's funny because I don't think that they look like the same person. Yeah, I don't. I know it's me. I know it's me. I know it's they're all me. I remember when the pictures were taken, what I was thinking. So this is little Marge. I don't have a lot of pictures of me when I was a little girl. But this is little Marge. I was that little weird kid that couldn't hold still. That had to try real hard to hold still. That wanted to please everybody. The little barrette. I hated barrettes. I'd pull those out of my hair every chance I got. That was a little blue dress they put me in. I cut my own hair because, see, I don't think I knew I died in my last incarnation. And so when I came into this incarnation, my spirit was like, to be continued from the continuation of where I was. And I'm pretty sure I was a man in my last incarnation, probably the last few times. Because when I came into this one, I didn't know what the frick to do in this woman body. It's like that movie Switch with Ellen Barkin. So that's little me. I was 4 in this picture. I'm pretty sure it was taken in Sprouse Ritz in Morro Bay, California. And then this was me at 26, 27. Somewhere around there. I missed one. I missed 18-year-old Marge. My poor people's senior portraits. I just had a friend that was a photographer, and we'd get together, and I had a perm, I think. I was always trying to do different weird shit, different stuff with my hair. I was just trying to figure it out. Put it on. And this was not a comfortable look for me. See, I always had a hard time with my feminine energy. I didn't know what to how I didn't understand it, because I always had more masculine energy. You know, so then you put this feminine, and it's like I felt like I was in drag. Like when I was in barrettes and stuff when I was a kid, it just never felt right. But I never would go through. That's the thing, is like, if people realize that you're after incarnation, you know, you flip bodies. That's what all this transgender stuff is. But the thing of it is, it ain't right to mess with God's freaking creation. That ain't right. So people need to stop having these freaking surgeries and stuff. So, okay, so we got 4. Tuck. Get out of her face. Go lay down. Chill. I just had a realization that Tucker was licking on Luna, doing like his nurturing thing. And I look over and Mom was like petting on Sassy with the same atomacy as Tucker was, and they're both Sagittarius. Energy's wild. So we got 4-year-old me, and then we got 18-year-old me. Oh, you can't see it because of the glare. Here, let me tilt it up a little bit. There we go. So we got 18, or maybe that was 16, 17 somewhere. And 4-year-old me. And then we got 26-year-old me. So you getting a drink? Good boy, Tuck. Then we got 27-year-old me. I just think they look like all different people. But they're all me, you know? I think that as people go through different phases in life, they look more like the parent of the energy of what they're going through. Good boy, Tata. Come on. Good boy, Tata. It's okay, baby. That's what I think. So I think when you're going through, like, for me, the hard Saturn aspects of my personality and the Mars energy, because I'm Aries sun, stuff like that, Chuck, you're okay, buddy, I swear. That's when I look more like my dad. And when I'm trying to deal with the feminine energy, I feel like that's when I look more like Mom. What do you think about that, Mom? Because, like, they say, I used to hear about how, come on, want my pillow? Want my pillow? You can have my pillow. Is the light bugging you? Or is that just me again? Anyway, that's what I think about that. So, that's why it's important to be pretty, you don't have to be cool with your parents. Just be cool with how your side of the street went with your parents. Because you don't want regrets. Because what happens is it doesn't matter. When you get older, you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to see your mother's face looking back at you. And you're going to see your father's face looking back at you. Oftentimes people get haunted because they can't rectify how it went down. They don't like how it went down. So a lot of people won't even look at themselves in the mirror because it's a party in there that they don't want to have because it ain't just them. See? See how that works? I got my little ponytail in today. It's getting pretty long. I'm a hothead. I'm not allowed to have hair on the side of my head or on the back no more. So I go to a barber. I just get the undercut. I'll just let it grow out. And then so I get hot. My freaking energy goes boom, 0 to 1,000. What kind of crap is this? And then I get no filter. And that ain't cool. It's important to have a filter. People can't just be going around saying whatever they want. It's hurtful sometimes. I've been hurtful. I'm trying not to be hurtful, a hurtful person. Because hurt people, and I've been hurt a lot, and it doesn't matter if your anger is justifiable or not. That's going to get you nowhere and healthy quick. It's going to get you nowhere and unhealthy quick. Yep. You gotta let that stuff go, man. You can't I think of it as every time, if I get mad at my dad, every time I thought about, I didn't have a dad when I was growing up, and he wasn't around, and I sat in that vibration, I probably look a lot older than I do, you know. People do weird things to make themselves feel like, God, I don't want anybody to drink alcohol ever. If you want to drink alcohol, if you like to drink alcohol, try one of my cookies. Not with alcohol. No crossfading. No crossfading. Nope. You ain't gonna mess my cookies with that. Alcohol takes your spirit, man. Ego comes in. People do all kinds of, they get the wrong idea about stuff. They do all kinds of creepy stuff, weird stuff, and go, oh, I only did it because I was drunk. Well, then why would you drink if you do things like that? Drinking scares me because boundaries go away. When I was younger, like 20, I used to think girls liked me, and then I'd make a move because I'd get the wrong idea. But I've kissed a couple of big guys' girlfriends before, and it's not cool. So you don't go around kissing people unless you got permission. I learned that a long time ago. I stopped doing that. because I don't like the incomprehensible demoralization that came with that stuff. When I had to freaking answer yeah, oh, I did that, I'm sorry. Must have got the wrong, you can't, at some point, I used to try to change my behavior so I wouldn't act a certain way, like related to my drinking, but ultimately what it came down to is when I drink, it removes my spirit. My ego runs the show, and I make bad choices and bad decisions. And my life isn't just about me. How we act impacts other. And people like to, and I, as much as I, on a logically level, understand that what people think about me is none of my business, whether they like me a lot or they like me very little. What people think about me is none of my business. At the same time, when people don't like me, it freaking hurts, like physically hurts. Like it pains me. Like it's that vibration, because when I pick up on it. And so I got to spend a lot of energy transmuting that shit. Did you guys see I wore my, I guess I could show people. I have this one on. I think this was modeled after Tucker. It's the Basset Beagle Rescue of the Heartland. I think this was BBRH. It's where all my dogs came from. And then this is it on a larger scale. That's Tut-Tuck over there. He came from Missouri, a pupper mill. They got closed down. He lived in a cage for this first 6 months of his life. And he's still such a loving, nurturing soul. He gets the grr. He's full spectrum. Aren't we all? No, there's so many people with such a tiny little itty bitty spectrum. They don't have a lot of imagination. I know I met them my whole entire life. They're the ones that I'm like, can you imagine? And then they give you blank stare. Or I tell them stories about things that I've witnessed, things that I've done, things that I've, seen, life experiences, and they're just like, what? No, what? And then there's the other end of the spectrum, the Jesse Zaboters, the ones that their stories make me feel less alone, because somebody's always got it worse than you, man. Somebody has always got it worse. And my father figure, Mr. Iskey, my dad that I picked for myself, he's always reminded me that somebody always has it worse than me. But sometimes when you get into, like, a situation, and if I don't turn heavy situations over to God, my higher power, then fear sets in. And when fear sets in, then the monkey mind, all the brain child, all that stuff comes with it. So it's really important that I stay in the present moment, because that is the only place God is with me, is in the very present moment. Because God ain't with you in the past, and God ain't with you in things that haven't happened yet, because it hasn't happened yet. So it's clear to me that the only place that God can be is in the present moment, and that is the gift. That is where you get the grace. Because I've seen a lot of bad things, and I've been through a lot of hard situations, but every single one of them was always manageable, because I took it one moment at a time. A lot of people feel like they have lived their whole life experience and they're very young. I don't know what it is about what happened to the planet, man. I don't really know. It got really weird. It really did. I became complacent in a lot of areas in my life. And then I started looking at it's weird, but it's everybody's story is everybody's going through. I heard a story. I talked to 3 different people. One was a chat, one was in real life, one was 3 people lost their jobs today that I heard of that lost their job today. Maybe they didn't lose their job today, but I heard that today that 3 people had recently lost their job from different parts, and it's just more. So you know what? We got to start. I got so many ideas on how we can all take care of each other. I can't wait to go back to bartering, man. What can you do? Want to know what I can do? I'm an IT professional. You got tech questions? You want to learn how to clean? You got a Windows machine? You got all kinds of. I got a tip for you. You got a Windows machine? Do people even use laptops? Well, I think a lot of people are not those fucking Chromebooks. Those are shit. I hate those. That's why they're doing all this stuff, is so freaking Google Chromebooks can make their freaking stock, because all the schools are buying them up because they want to keep it basic and Stormline, and it's easy to keep the OS locked down where people can't go in and play with stuff. And I always ask myself, who benefits? Who benefits from this life situation? Who? Because somebody's always benefiting. Because things don't go any kind of way unless somebody benefits. It's the reality of life, kids. Things don't just happen. I mean, they do just happen, but it's like, I don't know, people are so predictable because of astrology. And I don't look at it as astrology like, this is what's going to happen based on the energies. How I look at it is, when I listen to people that talk about astrology all day long, Vedic, it don't matter. And I know my placements in Western and Vedic. And so then I think about different periods of life in history where planets align and what happened and where I was in those situations. So it's like, there are days that I do not go out. Crossy Otasha. There are days that are just better not to travel. Get out of his ear. Come on, lay down. You're okay. Just chill. Just chill. Go get the. Just relax, bud. Want this? Huh? Want that? Luna's like, yeah, that's a baby. That's a baby. You need a pillow? Talk, you're gonna settle in, boy. Can I kiss you? Can I kiss you? She says, I wish you would. I wish you would. I wish you would. You go, girl? Huh? Yeah. Heater just kicked on. I got hot. I get all worked up. Woo, my energy gets up here. I'm like a little furnace at night. Can't sleep with socks on. I put off a lot of freaking heat. A lot of heat. So, and then with the dogs too, I'm just like, ah! What was I talking about? I was talking about, so now lives and past lives. I heard I recommend, he just posted it a few hours ago, Sam Geppy, about our childhood and how they relate to past lives. I could co-sign that. It totally makes sense to me. It totally makes sense to me. It totally makes sense to me. See, I came in. I was such a scumbag. I was such a dark, evil, low vibrational being in previous incarnations. Because we all are. Because we all have to shed that stuff to get to the highest frequency, which is, I understand it, is love. Sometimes Christ consciousness, I don't know, people have different interpretations, depends on their own frame of reference. Mine's based on mine. So I was such a creep that I met my first evil wicked when I was 10 months old. And then, like, up until things kind of leveled out as far as the things that I witnessed, as far as physical abuse and experience and things like that. When was the last time? I don't know, I was like, I don't know. That's hard to tell when it like tapered off. But for a while there, it was like I became desensitized because you just see so much stuff that's just like, it takes the emotion out of it. But then later the emotion comes back and then you got to process it. Sometimes people see things that are traumatic and then they just leave the parts of themselves out there that witnessed it. And then they don't want to deal with it. So the aspect of themselves where they were at the moment of said incident, they don't want to be nothing to do with that person no more. You know? I'm one of those people that you'll hear from me like when something bad happens, you'll hear from me. I'm like I'm like a cheerleader too, and it's just because I know what it sucks to go through shit by yourself. So when I watch people go through shit, I will reach out to them. Just be like, dude, it fucking sucks. I know, it fucking sucks. But one day, and it might not be for a while, you're going to wake up, and whatever the situation is, life is just going to suck a little less. That's what my experience has been. And every day when you start living from a place of gratitude, a heart space of gratitude, then you're focusing more on the things that you're grateful for, and then you appreciate life more. I didn't appreciate life all the time. There were days that I didn't want to wake up. Sometimes I wanted to drink so much that I just wouldn't wake up. Why can't I be one of those? Never got to be one of those. Because, see, the thing of it is I had to go through my life experiences in my youth and things like that because so many people are waking up and recalling that they went through these same experiences. And I might be able to offer just a little bit of solace because some of the shit that I've lived through, and it's not just what I've lived through, it's because of the crap that I've lived through, it's put me in positions to know other people that have been through so many tragic events that I can put, that if I haven't been through something personally that you've experienced, but I know that it's how frickin' that the feelings are just as shitty, that I probably know somebody, because it's when one person connects with another person, you don't feel alone. So how many people feel alone on this planet right now? I felt alone in a room full of 500, 600,000 people. I felt alone at concerts, The thing of it is I started connecting more with other people as soon as I connected more with God. Then I didn't ever felt alone. Then I started seeing the similarities in other people. I project. I still see my shadows in other people. I also recognize people as being the scumbags that they are. And I just want to let some people know that they might think that they got everybody fooled, but I know who they are. And I don't care if people think I'm crazy. I'm wrong sometimes, but I'm right more. I've always been a pretty good judge of character. Sometimes people get past me, though, but that's because I want to believe that they are a certain kind of... I want them to... I'm buying the lie. I'm buying it. I'm ignoring the freaking red flag. It's not that I'm not getting the cues. I just don't care. I used to do that with girls because I never dated a lot and stuff like that. And never been a dater. So it's just like, first of all, I don't even hardly ever see women that I'm attracted to. And then second of all, meeting in real life is like, But it's funny. The last girl I liked, she's selling calendars. I think she has a few left. If you go over and get one, the Obi Dog Journeys page on Facebook, I think they're $15, $6 for shipping or something like that. Obi's a good dog. Anyway, we met for the interwebs, because I always, because to me, other females are somebody else's wife. I ain't in this incarnation for that. I've tried a couple times. I'm just not good at them. People, because they act one way and then they talk. It's weird, and I'm just like, why don't I'm one of those that people They think at first there's like, she's an asshole, like she's a bitch, she's a you know, like that is what my reputation is, because a lot of times my face, people think I'm mean. I'm like, it's just the way my face goes, man. It's just the way my face goes, but whatever. But, you know, people tell us who they are by telling us who we are. They think we are, too, so I pay attention. So I always had this look on my face, and people, what's the matter with you? Well, I was trying to remember what I did with whatever, you know, I was thinking about something unrelated, but now I got a chip on my shoulder because you got in my face, you D-bag. You know, nothing's wrong with me. You know, people always like to see about me. Anyway, what was I talking about? The moon came up tonight. It was pretty cool. That's the thing is, I would post these pictures and anybody could use them, you know. I just like do a free-for-all kind of thing. Just, if you make money from it, PayPal me something, I cut. But I would upload these more. Like, these were last night. Let's see if I can. This was just the moonlight. I'm not going to be able. It's. Let's see. I wonder if I can. I can't adjust the brightness unless I go into the menu settings. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to get too deep. But I am looking to buy a used iMac. Like, preferably in the last 5 years. Doesn't have to be new, but like in the last, not older than 2015, 14, 15. A terabyte. I'm throwing this out there. I'm trying to manifest this. Because then I just put more of my pictures up. Because then I could really do some with my snapbacks. Because then people could just use them. Take them, use them for your whatever. I can't take this stuff with me, man. There's a lot of good shit in there. You know, from all over. From fucking Omaha, the Midwest. Just driving around taking pictures. In all kinds of seasons. Because that's what that's what I started doing. And I've always taken pictures. And I've always been in like positions where I could go to really cool places and get really cool shots. I got all my photo albums. I found those. That was cool. So, but I don't put, because it's a nightmare. It is a nightmare to freaking, because my laptop is old. Well, 2013, 7 years old. Only has 4 gigs. 500 gig hard drive, but only has 4 gigs memory. And it's always full. But all my stuff is on the cloud, so it's not even my stuff. Apple just stores it and lets me, you know, grants me access to it every now and again. Yeah, so now they have upwards of freaking like 45 freaking thousand of my photographs. You know. But Oregon, lots of stuff in Oregon, all over the place in Oregon. Even at one of those firehouses that you can sneak, those fire lookout places where you can sleep in. Benny got to go on that little excursion. I don't know what happened in like my ones when I went to New York City, stuff like that. That's a period of time. That was in 2007. That was cool. So, I hope people are going out and having life experiences. I hope they are. I hope they begin to do that again. I hope they start now. It was cool. I saw a video. A woman I know posted a video. She moved down to Florida. Finally, she freaking pulled the trigger and took off to Florida after being a Midwesterner her whole life. And good for her. And they're on the beach. There's quite a few people around them on the beach. I didn't see masks. I don't think I saw any masks. It was about 77 degrees down on the Gulf side of Florida Panhandle. That was good to see. It was good to see. It's promising. See, because you see pockets of it, then those pockets spread. You know? Word is people are stepping into their faith. That's what the word is. And more people are doing. Marge is talking about God. Peace dealers talking about God, Jesus. You know, we're all doing it. We're all doing it because there's a trajectory. Everything's a spiral. And either you're going to spiral up, or you're going to spiral down. And well, we know what down looks like. 2020, the year of clear vision. Now 2021 is going to be the year people come back to Jesus. They're gonna, you know, some people are gonna freaking be dragging their crosses with them. You want to take a minute and put that cross down? Oh my God, people crack me up. I could do the same thing, man. I can be a whiner. Sometimes I'll say things and I'm just like, would you even say that thing? Because people of faith, Marge, don't act like that. But I'm a human. I'm a spirit having human experience. I'm a human. There is a TV show called My Little Margie. You're only 26? You're only 26. I watch your videos. You're an old soul, that's for sure. See, and that's the thing, because, so 26. So I was 20 when you were born, 74. 84, so you're a 94 kid. Right? You're a 94, you were born 94, right? That's what Peace Dealer's been talking about, is you guys are the ones that are gonna freaking, you know. And are you an Aquarius? When's your birthday? See, Ariel, that's how I feel about my dad. That's how I feel about my dad. I tried for years. My last, because he was a cross-country truck driver. And he's probably 67 at the time. And he would come through Omaha. And then I knew, because I hate when people give hints. It's cool. I've had people say a lot of really freaking fucked up shit to me. So if somebody doesn't want to be my friend, if they say, you know, they don't want to be my friend, that's cool. Or just, you know, ghost me, you know, whatever. Whatever. But the thing is, it's just, but, so and at first it was like he would do it, and then like, I'd meet him he'd go park the truck, and then I'd go pick him up, and then we'd go get a steak dinner. Like, because that's what he did when I was 9, when I was a little girl. That's what, for my birthdays. That's what I get, is a steak dinner, so. No, I paid for it, and then we'd go to better steakhouses. Omaha beef. Incidentally, he hauled out one time from California, so the factory from Omaha beef that stamps it is in California, and we get Omaha beef, and then they truck it out there, and then they ship it with the postage from Omaha. It's just all shit, dude. It's all fucking shit. It's all fucking shit, and people just buy it, eat it up. Anyway, so it got to the point, the last time that we didn't get together, he said he was passing through. And it was like 2 o'clock, 3:30 in the morning. And he told me like the next time, he's like, yeah, I passed through, but it was too late. And I told him, I was like, but that's okay, because I would have got up and met you anyway. Even if it was just for a cup of coffee. That's what you do. But he didn't want to anymore, so. I do people favors. I let them not know me no more. You know? And that's what I did. I tried for years. I was the little Marge, 7 years old. I was like, Mom, I don't know what to call him. I don't know what to call him. Do I call him Greg? Dad? Pa? Nothing felt natural. Maybe Greg, because that was his name. She's like, well, then you need to, because Mom was always big about addressing your feelings. She says, well, you need to address that. So you come to Denny's, Denny's where you did the custody suit exchange, you know, and I was like, and so I asked him, I said, on this trip, do you think you and I could spend some time together, just you and me? And dude fucking got pissed and said, what do you expect me to do? You want me to ignore everybody just to spend time with you? That's pretty selfish of you, don't you think, Margie? And I went, whoop. And I stopped asking for what I needed. And I did that because I didn't know what to call the guy. Then I stopped caring less. And then every time we were around each other's presence, there were less and less talks. It's not his fault. He had a traumatic head injury. It is what it is. And that is my least favorite saying in the world. Mom had a stroke when I was 15. People change and evolve all the time, but when you add mind-altering, thought process-altering external inhibitors, you don't get the same people that you start out with all the time in life. Personalities change. People change. Sometimes your loved ones don't recognize you anymore. And it's not even because of a stretch, it's just because you guys grow apart. You're not on the same frequency anymore. You're not on the same wavelength anymore. These people are for this political party. These people are for this political party. And they lose whatever it was. See, I have to be cool with my dad because when I look in the mirror, I see his face. So I can't hate him because I ain't gonna hate me. And I ain't gonna hate him anyway because when you hate people, it's like what does that saying go? You taking the poison and expecting them to die. That's what hate and resentment does to you. Gives you ugly spots. Turns your skin brown. Makes you feel bad. Makes your face sour. And then gives you ugly lines. Then when you get ugly lines, then you got to go pay a doctor tens and thousands of dollars to freaking... Dude, these plastic surgeons, like, I know a couple people that have gotten, during the Rona, they use the opportunity for this mask situation to cover up some plastic surgery because they come out and I'm like, huh, that's funny. They look a lot different than they did, say, 8 to 12 weeks ago. You know what I mean? Famous people, too. What the fuck did Jennifer Maniston, that's what Keegan calls her, Jennifer Maniston. But she was a pretty woman. And now she's another lady on a pamphlet. She's another lady on a pamphlet in a doctor's office. You know? And because people want to capture, and that's the thing is, we're constantly evolving and growing. People try to capture who they once were, or try to become, and freaking what the fuck ever happened to Madonna, man? She went way off the freaking rails, Ma. She calls herself Madam X now. She's one of these dark, like, witches for, like, that tries to promote, go take her, that tries to promote, just leave her bed there, that tries to promote that, say hi, Sass, hi, that tries to promote that dark sex magic. Where are you going? I'm going to the bathroom. I hope you're not on camera. I saw earlier about I was like, it's not the same view. I hope I didn't get the bathroom earlier. I'm gonna, anyway, what's done is done. What are you gonna do? You can't see nothing. Except maybe, no, I don't know. I ain't gonna test that one, huh? Anyway, so, people are it's the now lives and past lives. And future lives, too. I didn't want to make the title too long. See, because some people have dreams about incarnations that they haven't had yet. You know, deja vu is a two-way. Time is just. I love that all that stuff is going away. I love that all that freaking reindeer stuff is just going away. I love it. I'm excited about it. You know, it's like there's a way that the continent, the nation was gonna be. Turtle Island was supposed to be, like if the colonists wouldn't have come over, or if they would have come over and would have cooperated with my ancestors, my mom's ancestors. If they would have cooperated instead of freaking overtook and, you know, with their freaking weird fucking wigs and shit. All that weird stuff. Weird stuff. Weird stuff. The blue bloods, weird. Weird. Anyway. So, these are some of the truths that are, because people are, they start looking at stuff and they're gonna start coming across the information that's gonna support what we have already known, what some of us have believed to have known a very long time ago. You done? Yeah. You can go let her walk around, stretch her legs. Yeah. Here, go ahead. You all right? You got it?
Yeah, I'll walk around.
Hang on to me.
I've got you.
You got me?
Yeah.
A little off kilter? A little too much? Oh, you okay? I'll wait for you a second. Or you do that. And then I'll come back for you. Yeah. It's too cold for Sass to go out, so she starts getting squirrely when she has to go. So I just put a potty pad down because it's too cold for her outside. She's an old girl. Huh?
Did you see how deep it got?
Yeah, it snowed quite a bit. Omaha got 7 inches. 7 inches. 6. What do you say? Anyway. And then I got to think of stories about when I got to do snow removal at Offutt in the Bobcat. That was so fun. You just scoop snow. You know, I was on swing shift that night. I was mission essential. You don't get no days off. That's funny. So one time I ran out of gas at the gas pump. And I started to put the bucket up and then ran out of gas as I was putting the bucket up. So I was stuck inside the Bobcat. I was at the gas pump. I mean, it was like freaking mid-morning. I mean, it was like, and then a dude from like Fuels or a different shop came over to use the gas pumps. And I was like, hey man, can you go inside and grab someone for me, please? So they could freaking get the key to the pump and bring it out and pump up the freaking Bobcat that I was in so I could start it and lift the bucket and get out. If I had a square foot for every time, so I heard somebody say, fucking Marge, because of shit like that. And I planned for stuff. Then I was reminded about another guy who kind of did the same thing, only he ended up breaking the window. So there's always somebody who does it worse, you know.
The window to where?
The window to the Bobcat.
You broke the window?
Yeah. Whoops. Oh, the shit that people break in the Milahahi. I saw it's the 30-year anniversary of Operation Desert Bullshit. Operation Desert Storm. Bullshit. You remember where you were 30 years ago? I was 16 years old. I was coming out of the theater. I was coming out of the movie theater, Movies 8, in Redden, California, And we were watching the second Terminator. And everyone was like, they dropped bombs. That was when we initiated Operation Desert Storm. And I know people that were in that, and I know it's all bullshit. 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 And I was in Operation Iraqi bullshit. Same bullshit. Same bullshit. Different. I got to see. That's the thing is, and that was Dad Bush that did that 30 years ago. And then my experience with Operation Iraqi bullshit was baby bitch Bush, and I actually got to flip him the bird out the hangar door at Offutt Air Force Base on 9/11. See, because I let him have 6 years. See, that's the thing. Is some people have beliefs. I love this country. The people that have been in positions of authority ain't never done a lot of favors for me. I've had to work real hard to prove myself in a lot of different areas, and well, what I found is there's a lot of scoundrels, even in the military, and all these people like tote veterans, tote this and tote that. Like even I get these emails. I try to unsubscribe, and I can't even unsubscribe. Thank you, Keijin, for sharing me. I appreciate you. And like today, I got this email. The VA news, right? And it's from the VA, all the VA stuff. It's all a business. It's all so they can market and rebrand their own shit. And now they're all excited because, and it's like, if you guys were such hot shit, there wouldn't be 23 veterans committing suicide every day. If you guys were so fucking rad, there wouldn't be homeless veterans or any homeless American. Because it's not just the veteran, but it's all the stuff that they are for. What I always thought, what I was for. See, I always thought I never really took it too serious. Okay? Because when I was a little girl, I knew Vietnam vets. And they told me how it was bullshit. And then it's all bullshit. It's all so rich dudes can get richer. It's all. And then what it does to the people, the families. We'll just say the shadow, from what I have seen, has outmeasured the light in a lot of situations. And they still account for trillions. It is so funny how they want to pass $1 trillion, $741 trillion military, and it never. Why? Where is it going? Because it never went for years. 30, 40 years, 50 years since they've been perpetuating. It never goes to like housing. I was flight line support. It was my role was pretty important. Our job function was pretty to keep, all the birds in the sky that listen, keep them all in the air. Oh yeah, I thought everybody knew that everything you ever said never belonged to you. People thought that there was privacy ever? Oh, that's cute. When you're given a number at birth where you can be tracked for all time and then pay and then perpetuate revenue plus or minus for that said number, what you're worth, what your value is. Oh, people thought different. Anyway, I gave them 6 years. They gave me a college degree. I don't like it when people thank me for my service. I like it when people thank me for fucking flipping off baby bitch Bush out the hangar door at the aid shop. Because I know it was all bullshit. And it's a business to harm people, to make people sick. Dude, we're the first guinea pigs, even in the VA. Get your shot. Fuck you. The anthrax vaccine caused enough havoc on my endocrine system. Thank you very much. And I don't need, where are all the studies from? You know how much freaking formaldehyde and shit they put in these things? I'll never forget when I got my first one, because I've been tested for everything. Either people are trying to prove what I am or try to prove what I am not. But ever since I was a little girl, I was the one they did the psycho where they'd watch me play. Because I drew pictures of a UFO and I talked about the story about how we saw them. And I was only like 3. And they're good pictures too, I remember. Because they're like, because it was, everybody made a big deal. And I was like, what? I came to see. Because we used to go watch the airplanes land. We lived in Ventura. Somewhere around Ventura, I think. Were we still in San Bernardino?
Yeah.
Mom used to take us to, and that, because that was like a nice distraction for her. And this one was not an airplane. It was not. And I remember standing up in the back of the Nova because we were driving. Mom had like a 63 Nova. And so, I love that car. And so, and the lights were so bright that it made my eyes hurt. And then, yeah, and then that was when they're like, no, you can't live with your mother and all that stuff. Dude, they did all kinds of fucked up shit. They made life real hard for Mom. That's why I try to make life comfortable for her now, because, dude, my father's side of the family did not do her no favors. They were very good. Dude, there's one account. She had her hysterectomy. I was probably 3 years old, and she had a doctor. She had a checkup. And Jerry and I, my brother and I were along with her. But they told I wanted to go in with, and the doctor, they said, no, you got to wait out here in the waiting room. And then my aunt showed up, my dad's sister, said, your mom called and said she was at the doctor and wanted me to come get you. Let's go get ice cream. We didn't see her for 8 months, 8 months after that. Mom saw us in the back of a car when we were driving down the street, because we were in San Luis when they took us, and then Mom saw us in Atascadero. See, and that's the thing. HIPAA regulations, patient privacy, what the fuck is that? Because if you know enough people and you have enough money, people will tell you where they are. All that shit. It's a nice idea, but that ain't never been my world. That ain't never been my reality. And people have thank society that you have privacy. Dude, I was 10 months old when I was raped by a fucking full-grown man. I was in junior high when I read the police report. And there's so many people that have had so many worse things happen to them. And their lives are ignored and obsolete because people can't accept the reality that these things happen. But guess what? They do. And you know what? A lot of us, we end up pretty okay. Who's growling? Benny wants up. Come on, Benny. Come on. Come on. Come on. Good boy. I got too fired up. Good dog. And so now that people are waking up to the reality, oh my God, all these and it's like, look, yeah, a lot of your relatives are doing it. Your relatives are part, your people are seeing people for who they are, and they're not liking it. In some instances, they're seeing the light in people, and people always have the choice to come back to God. All you have to do is stop doing the behaviors that harm people intentionally. Whatever level. Me, my smart mouth. That's what I gotta be mindful of. Don't say things to hurt people's feelings. And I just got 8 weeks or so of somebody saying things that I would listen to this stuff and I would just be like, I would never think about saying these particular words to another human being. What? Oh. And hurt people hurt people. But still, I guess some people are more hurt than, I don't know. It was weird, but we're getting back to principles, people's core values, their, what they were taught, playground rules, fight, being in integrity, doing the right thing, not hurting people when nobody's looking. People are going back. I'm Native. Mom's Native American. I bet if I did a DNA, she always gets DNA matches. I bet she has relatives in New Mexico. She was born in El Paso, Texas. I bet I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna probably do two. I'm gonna probably do all of them. They already have my DNA, dude. I was in the Air Force. I gave donated blood for years with the American Red Cross before I frickin' was hep to their jive. I worked with a guy that worked in their ID department. He was like, "Those people are disgusting." Every time you talk about he would turn white. He just was. It shook him to the core. He also taught me a lot of stuff about Pakistan and Muslim religion and stuff like that. Yeah. We used to freaking almost. One time we got in such a heated debate. It was like, dude, I was like, I got to the point I was like, you know what, dude? Enough with these pleasantries. Let's go outside. Seriously, let's take this away from work. Let's go outside. Let's just freaking handle it like playground rules. No guns, no knives. Let's just freaking tussle around. We can do slap boxing if you want to. I don't care. We don't gotta freaking I'll kick you in the pants a couple of times. You don't gotta get cage fighty or anything like that. But sometimes you just gotta sort things out. Playground stuff, We had to have conference calls with the bosses in the UK and stuff. Because we just freaking go at it. Anyway. 1994, yeah. The Peace Dealer, Michael, has been talking about the 94, how you guys are cracking wide open. And I've been watching your content for a while. I like your illustrations. I can track. Virgo sun. My brother is a Virgo sun. Mr. Iski's a Virgo sun. Aqua moon. See, I knew that there was Aqua in there. I knew there was Aqua. And I definitely knew there was Libra. Because you a balanced dude. See, and that's the thing is it's not just, I talk about this because I'm a female that has a lot of masculine energy that has been balancing with her own feminine energy. Because of that, I can see in you that you are balanced in your feminine energy. And when people line up, man, it's smooth. Yeah, Ahmad, you're Libra sun too. Libra ascendant. Oh, I'm Cancer rising 6 degrees, so I'm feeling this freaking Cancer moon, full moon, woo! Woo, 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 woo. Thank you, Kijin, for sharing my video. I appreciate you. I hope you found your blunt. Oh, I know what that's like. But you know what? When you were talking about how you lost it, I was like, you know what, though? She's going to find it. She's going to find it, and it's going to be like, when she finds it, it'll be like, need it, And I was thinking about what you were talking about in your life. Kids, little kids, they're the portal to source for us. I freaking love it. See, that's why they see in frequency like I've always seen in frequency. I've disconnected some because I don't want to see everything. I like to tune some shit out. I sleep good at night, but I get a lot of freaking activity as far as knowing or downloads or whatever you want to call it, perception, because all information is packets of light, right? And so when you were telling me about how your daughter was Elsa is Nora's cat's name, I was still thinking about Obi-Dub journey. Anyway, Elsa, from Frozen, she was crawling around and she was explaining what happened to him. I'm trying to remember his name. It's just like not in Planet of the Fakes. I don't think I ever knew his name. In his real name. I feel like it's like a Robert or something. I don't think anyway, is that she knows. You know? And you know that there are ways that people, it was like in old spy movies, because I grew up watching old spy shows. Quincy was like the real first forensic, investigator and stuff. Columbo. I put all these paradigms together, and I'm a little bit of all, mishmash a little bit of everything I ever witnessed in my life. And I remember stories about you can give somebody a heart attack by just freaking injecting them with air, with the syringe of air. It creates a bubble, goes into the heart, or it's like, what's this? There's no blood. It's not. I can't. What? So maybe they. I don't know. I think it's all said and done, but that's a truth of a storyline in Out of the Mouth of Babes. I believe her over any freaking. They probably didn't do an autopsy or anything like that. I don't know, but I believe I used to do that stuff. I used to be like, boo. For one time, I was like outside of a bar. I'd been drinking. This was in Oregon a few years ago when I jumped off the wagon. And a friend of the person I was with, she was talking to a guy. And I was like, do you like croutons? Because I could taste croutons in my mouth. And he was, and that's what happens is I get these little things, and then I freaking ask people about them, and then they confirm or deny. And he was like, yeah, he had just come from Costco or something like that. He had like 3 boxes of croutons in his car as we stood there. So, we all get little tells. I've been psychic ever since I was born. Mom's psychic. And then she always came across these people that would give us more awareness and knowing into our intuition. Because like attracts like. It's what you do with it. It's what you do with it. That is what makes the world divine or hell on earth. Right? That's the way I see it. I got to be careful about what I watch, because it's like I spend too much time in shadow. You become what you spend too much time in. I was explaining back when on Netflix, when I used to get the DVDs in the mail, I watched What the Blip We Know. I think you can watch it on the tubes. And they talk about quantum physics and all this stuff. And from what I haven't watched it since then, but what do I remember? I mean, it sticks with me enough to freaking bear repeating 12 years later. And if you take a glass of water, couple glasses of water, a few glasses of water, and if you write a word like hate or rape, on it and tape it onto the glass of water, something of low vibrational, you do that, put it on the shelf, and then you take other glasses and write words and set a positive intention with it too, or whatever, but love, whatever is positive to you, write it, put it on the glass, and then later, look at the water under a microscope, and the low vibrational words on the water, there's like, you're looking at visual cognitive dissonance. Everything's all disheveled. It looks painful. It's all disheveled. But on the lovey words, on the high vibrational words, they're like all symmetrical. and and all beautiful and lovely and wonderful, right? We do the same thing. We are 70% water. We are 70% water, 30% mass. 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 70% water. So what the words that you were saying, that's how disease comes in from us just retaining all these lower vibrational frequencies by the shit that we're looking at, the stuff that we're saying, most importantly, the stuff that we're thinking, that we say when nobody else, our own inner dialogue. So I got to meditate today, a good meditate state. It was because it was started when Kijin was just starting her live, and I was like, oh, I hopped in, and I was like, because I was feeling it, I was like, if I don't meditate state now, I ain't gonna get to today. So I did that, and then came back when I was done. So maybe it was over. Maybe it was close to an hour. I know I went through one and then started. If every person took 5 minutes to just decompress, turn everything off, start with 5 minutes. 300. It's 300 seconds, for Christ's sake. Just start with that. And then just if you got a family and other people, just be like, hey, you got this covered. I'm just going to dip out for a little while, without having to worry about anything. If everybody did that a little bit every day, that peace that people would find in that 300 seconds, what you do is you learn to recognize it, and then you're going to want to find it more in life, right? Because the more joy and high vibes you feel, that things are, because people there's a lot of people with post-traumatic stress. There's a lot of freaking people. I didn't even know I had post-traumatic stress until I was almost 40. I was like, oh, I thought that was just because, I'm a pretty freaking willing case study. I always have been. Ever since they were always testing me for stuff. I'm pretty sure they said when I was in junior high that I was autistic, but I also had a speech impediment, and I think I always understood that to be artistic, because Mom always said I was a good drawer. And then, it was this 80s. It's nobody cared. They just put you in a class with the mismatch and just try to keep you from freaking burning the school down. Or whatever, whatever they thought. I was always in the remedial class. Barely graduated high school. Barely. Like a 2.0, barely. Maybe a 1.0, something like that. It's Saturday school, the last Saturday. I've always got, my whole life is a series of best, worst case scenarios. But God's always carried me, and Mom too. He's kept us together a lot of years. It's been hard last couple, man. Oh, my lawn. But according to the stars, things are lining up to get a lot more comfortable, a lot more serenity. So I asked Mom. I just asked her, did you have a good day, Ma? Were you content today, Ma?
Oh, you're asking me? Yes.
Yeah.
It was a nice day.
It was a nice day. We like to watch the sunset together. I know there's a lot of people that are feeling disconnected, whether it's from their family. And these are some people that you're under the same roof, sometimes people are having a hard time connecting in the present moment because people's interests are so much different. Sometimes you got to let people go. You do sometimes. It sucks. My world is very small. The people that I used to talk to and the people that I still talk to, the numbers are very few. I think about how much activity I used to go to. How much time I spent just going to do things, and these are all with people that I don't even talk to anymore. Now I get to hang out with Mom, the dogs, and the cat. Mom loves kitty, 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 meow, meow. I see him. He's doing downward cat, an upward dog. Huh? Kitty, kitty. Hi. He's under his cat tree. Kitty, kitty. Hi. You gonna say hi? Kitty, kitty. Stan Lee. Stan Lee. He said, "What are you doing on my tree?" He does. Stan Lee. Kitty, kitty. Hi. He's such a cool cat, man. It so makes me so get it. Get it. Get it. There he goes. You going up? Nope. Yep. Maybe. He's like, if you don't mind. Oh, there went. Okay. I lost him. He's going. Oh, nope. I'm imposing on his cat stand. I want to make pet furniture. That's what like one of my things I'm gonna do is and the thing of it is I'll go into somebody's house and then I'll just hang out with the person and their critter, and then we can determine together what kind of furniture. Because it's like, as much as I love my dogs, they're my reason. I mean, the freaking pain in my adrenal glands I feel just to keep my family together in a society that does not care that you want to live with your 4 dogs and your cat. 5. Sass. She don't ever come up off Mom's lap much. They still count her. Anyway, but to keep them together, because that was a lifelong commitment I made when I decided to keep them, you know. You don't freaking just give away your family members, man. And people are so quick to give away their family members anyway. So, why did I even bring up them? Look at them. They are so cute. Oh, you are so cute, Luna. She's such a... Ah, they're so cute. Anyway. They're changing their heart space. I'm one of those. I think, see, because Mom did a pretty good job with freaking raising me, man. She really did. I can't think of another freaking woman to have... Yeah, he's right there. I think he wants in the room back there.
But he's not stuck or anything.
No, he's just talking. I don't know. He might want the window open. I think the neighbor cats are around.
Oh, that's what it makes sense.
Yeah, I'm trying to open the window because it's probably about 24 degrees outside right now.
Okay, you want to get back to the window.
Yeah. It's too cold. Parts of Texas is supposed to get like a foot of snow. There's like a 1,500-mile storm from Texas all the way up to Maine.
That's where they have so many...
Oh, it's 13 degrees. Huh, Mom?
That's why they have so many car accidents.
Oh, there's so many accidents all over the place. Also, earth changes. Are you seeing them? There was an earthquake today. I don't think there wasn't earth changes in this earthquake, but there was one in Wichita, Kansas. Earth changes huge in Norway. Last I saw, I haven't seen anything since the original report that I saw. There were 10 to 20 people missing, 10 people hurt, not seriously hurt. This is like it was a landslide. Kind of looks like a sinkhole. Just
There were 20 people missing?
10 to 20. But it was like nobody was home. It was like in a residential part of town, and it took out a street that was like a main hub. But it was like people weren't home. So that's why, and some people are like, well, why weren't people home? You know, because it was too soon. It's too soon for New Year's Eve.
Maybe they told them to evacuate.
There weren't report. There were a couple of people felt a couple of tremors, 2 slight tremors, and then it happened. And then there's, it's just, and then because everybody's thinking about the 6th, they're gonna make some. This good. Okay.
What did he want?
He likes to go hang out with Joe, the previous tenant, the guy who lived here before. He didn't die here, but I'm pretty sure his energy still comes back to visit from time to time. So, he had a heart attack here, though. And then he died in the hospital a couple weeks later. So, I think Stanley likes to go in there and hang out.
Oh, he can feel his breath.
Well, yeah, because animals are sensitive like kids. They're freaking way more in tune to energy and frequency.
He was staying with
That's why, cats got a bad rap. There might be some low vibrational cats that do some weird shit, but not the cats that I know.
Look at Stanley.
I know, he was just scratching on his post making the cat. But he's a cool cat. Like how they talk about how cats, like, sit on a baby on its chest, and then there's wives' tale about how the cat's trying to take the baby's. Dude, babies drink milk. Cats like milk. Okay? Baby got a little extra, schmoots, whatever. Anyway, I don't even think it's that. I think the cat is protecting the baby spirit. That's what I think. That's what I don't think. I don't think it's trying to take it. I think it's trying to protect it because animals are very, very protective. And Stanley, he's always opening drawers and cupboards and stuff like that. He's always looking for low vibrational beings. Dude, they're everywhere. And they're not always going to freaking latch onto you and make you do harm and all this. It's not even always like, it's just all a freaking low vibrational being is a vibrational frequency, is a wavelength that doesn't know it's lost and can't get back to source. So oftentimes all we got to do is set it some positive attention and give it a little get it back to source, We're all a little bit lost in some capacity, right? Aren't we just supposed to try and get all of our aspects back to source, the higher vibrational frequency? Aren't we trying to all get love to feel a little less scary? Because some people don't freaking even want to deal with the whole love. Even, it don't matter what the freaking relationship is. Like, on a sibling level, it don't matter because it's easier to not have it than to have it and then for it to go away. We're going to see people's psyche breaking down more and more. If you pop in at all to God bless you, Stan Lee. Social media, God bless you. That's 3. I wonder if Stan Lee is going to find his same flame. That's the word. It's 3 sneezes. You find the love of your life. Are you going down your ladder or up your ladder? Kitty, kitty. Kitty, kitty. What you doing, man? He's such a cool cat, man. He's such a cool cat. They all are. They're all good critters. They all are. I thought today... Is that 4? Sneezy Sneezerton?
Maybe he was going from
You get something up your nose?
outside to the inside.
Yeah? Are you okay? I should probably quit running my mouth anyway. Mom, I didn't get you ice cream yet. It's 7:30. Shoot. Do you want some still?
Yeah,
It's always soothing for a stomach.